Michael, what will the proposed Pavilion market development do for the future of Subiaco?
I think it'll be just the injection that Subiaco needs. Subiaco, in my opinion, has been depressed for some time. I took a walk up down Rockaby Road the other day. There's 21 empty shops, and that doesn't help. The whole Subiaco really looks like it's dying, which it isn't, but it certainly needs an injection, and I think we've got it.
And there are obviously objections to the 24 stories. What do you think about the height?
I think the height's fine. It's set right back. It's right on where the railways can feed in and out. I think he's got to sell a certain amount to make sure that he can give back, and he's done that in the ground floor. It's magnificent what he's done. He's not only going to have the market, the old market back again, but he's going to have cafes, restaurants, shops. It's going to be wonderful.
So what's your message for the JDAP that will determine this application next Friday?
Go ahead. Subiaco needs it.
Emma, what do you think of the proposed Pavilion market development?
Look, we've been waiting a long time to see this site developed, so we're all really excited about it.
And what will a development of that scale do for business people like you in Subiaco?
I think, initially it's a psychological thing just to see something happen on that site that really has been a bit of an eyesore for so many years, so it's nice to just finally have something happen. But ultimately, it's going to bring more people in. It's going to be a really beautiful space for the community to utilise, and also ultimately the extra density will mean more people on the street.
And what's your message for the JDAP that will determine this application next Friday?
Look, I think it's a really sensitively designed development. I love all the community features that it brings, and I just think it's an appropriate place for it. So let's build it.
Thanks, Emma.
So do you hope the Metro West JDAP will approve or reject the proposed application?
Approve.
And why so?
I've been following it in the press, and I feel that Subi needs a lift, and the Blackburn development seems to be the one that's going to make some progress for Subi, and I think it will be eventually the benefit for all who live in the area.
If the application is lost, do you think that would be a detriment to Subiaco and the area?
Yeah, definitely a loss. I'm understanding that the application is there for 18 stories, if that's correct, and the proposal is to go for the extra stories. I really feel that won't make a great deal of difference in the overall scheme of things.
So the Metro West JDAP will consider an application for the development next week, and there's an officer recommendation to approve it. Do you want them to approve or reject the application?
I think it's a good thing for the community because the markets that were in Subi before have closed, and I think this would be a good outcome if it was approved.
I'd love it to be approved. If you go down Subi Street here, half the shops are closed, and they've been closing for quite some time. This development could revitalise Subiaco, in my view.
What are your thoughts on the city's decision made on Tuesday night in regards to the proposed Subiaco Pavilion markets?
Well, as you know, Subiaco Council endorsed the development application here. It was considered on Tuesday night, and Subiaco is very happy to say that we endorse this.
The Metro West JDAP will be looking at the application this Friday. If they do approve it, what will it mean for the future of Subiaco?
Well, if they approve it, it gives the Blackburn Property Development Group the permission to go ahead. It'll start looking, I assume, at demolition and looking at the building, what it's proposed for this site.
And if the application is rejected, what will it mean for the area, the dormant area?
Well, I really haven't considered that at this stage. The decision before Subiaco Council was does council support this project? Council has endorsed that. We are recommending to JDAP that they approve this application, but that decision now rests with them.
Some residents have raised concerns in regards to the 24-storey building and its potential for overshadowing. Should they be concerned?
The height, the 24-storey height, is something that we did hear from some residents on. When Subiaco Council made its decision, it did take into account those concerns and I think looked at the big picture overall. It looked at the design outcomes, which saw that 24-storey high tower set well back. It looked at the 3 different types of buildings that would comprise the entire development. It looked at ground floor activation, the markets, the way the laneways were used and the public access to open space there. And in looking at the entirety of the project, Subiaco Council choose to endorse it, and it really is a big injection of confidence in Subiaco.